All right, welcome back. This is MDawg, and we're going to carry on. We're here on Winding, as you can see. I'm actually going to purchase a particular bait here. These cost 28.5 silver. But we're going to go try to catch some trophy roach. And apparently those are working really well. I also trying to decide what hook size we want to actually engage here. I'm thinking 10 to 12, which we really don't have any of those currently. So I think we'll also get some hooks for this. Always nice to have some variety of hooks. So we're going to go 10. We're going to put these mayfly larvae on. We are going to use roach mix. We're going for trophies here. And we're going to go to Belaya to do this. So we'll put the 10s, 2 in a row. And then we'll put the 12. Whatever. Okay. Are we good? Going to Belaya. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so we've spent about, what, 68, I mean, we've spent a little over 100 silver. Now the hooks will keep. The bait is definitely a more expensive bait than I would normally use to catch roach. Although I will say, I bet there are some high-level players that have never caught a trophy roach. And at least from what I'm reading, you have an opportunity to do that here. That's not to say that we will do it on this level account. It's only a 10-meter clip, right? Yeah. But we at least have an opportunity, and if you are a high-level player, you definitely have an opportunity. And it's very possible that you've just not ever gone for a common roach trophy here at Belaya. Now, it's kind of interesting because part of me wants to actually fish with this guy. But we know that at least last time we were here, the best fishing was way down there, and frankly, that's just too far away if we're going to really give these roach a chance. So maybe a little different, but last time we were able to get a couple bites over here as well. So perhaps we can do this for a bit. We should also go check the cafe just to see what cafe orders there are, especially at night. If the roach bite completely dies off at nighttime, which it probably will, if there's a rough order, maybe even if there's not, it might be worth switching over to rough just for a few hours. All right, so is this already clipped at 10? Yeah. So we should see some healthy roach coming out of the water here, ultimately. Kind of like what we saw that day at Old Berg when we caught all those healthy roach. All right, so what does the cafe have for us? Ooh, 2 roach orders, and realistically, we might get this one if we stick with it for a little while. I think we at least go give this grayling order a try first thing in the morning. And there is a rough order. Okay, there is so much to try to do here. Wow, okay. That grayling order is sick, though. 2 over 800. I mean, we did that last time we were here, and that's for 75 silver. That suddenly gets our silver back in order pretty quickly from this roach experiment. So, and I don't know how much time is left on those orders, but remember, we even have a purpose for undersized roach at the moment as well. Let me check the time on these cafes, because if we suddenly get enough for one of them, I think one of them we just had to have them over 50 grams or something, right? Plenty of time on all the orders we're looking at in terms of how long we would realistically fish here anyway. We should be fine. Because of those orders, I'm actually wondering if... Oh, this is cool. Crucian. I'm actually wondering if we should put a little bit smaller hook on the middle one. So a little more variety in hook size. I don't know. So right now we have 10, 10, 12. We also could throw... you know, a 14. On there. All right. I think I'm going to pull this third line back up in a minute and just throw our lure over here a couple more times. We might catch one of those grayling. It's coming up on a really good time of day for fishing. And it's overcast. You know, I think there's an argument for it. Do we have any that are actually over the 700 mark? No. We may not actually get that order done. We'll see. All right, so we just want to see if we can't find one of those grayling. I mean, that's what we're catching here. But we need twice that size. I don't know which one has it on. All right. It's all good. So you may notice I'm letting the lure drop just a little bit. You can even let it drop again, especially if you're using a fast enough retrieval speed. You can do some drops for sure. We are shift reeling every once in a while to get the speed up. effect. But someone in a recent comment on one of our videos did make the very good point that if you're not getting a lot of bites for some reason, then change your retrieval speed just to mix it up. Let the lure drop, even if you are using a spinner bait, which tends to want straight retrieval. It can be worth letting it drop every once in a while, especially on the initial. I would close the reel. I think you're more likely to get a bite if you close the reel, and then let it drop for a couple seconds, then start retrieving it in. Again, we're using like 27 retrieval speed, so pretty fast retrieval speed. I actually may try to slow that down, but that makes me more confident in letting it drop some, because we're getting it back onto the surface and in its straight retrieval motion pretty quickly. All right, let's go down to 22. We're not going to drop as long. And I'm going to do the straight retrieval for longer. We'll do one speed up right here. Speed up, let go, and then just straight retrieval all the way in. Might try casting a little further south so that it doesn't go as far downstream by the end. I think I like a little faster retrieval speed in that spot for some reason. Go to 25 this time. And we're still over here catching roach. We are burning through these expensive baits though. Good thing we have some possible cafe orders. Because that's the only problem with this is the bait we're using is just so expensive. What was it? 27 silver per 30? So we need to average a silver a fish just to you know, do slightly better than breaking even. This could be it. If it's a grayling. Now it could be a trout. That's a brown trout, which I'll take it, but man, I was hoping that was going to be a grayling because that's, you know, just over 800 grams. 876. I love it. What a nice brown trout. All right, let's see what we have here. That looked like a smaller one. We are not averaging a silver per roach at the moment. This is a better one. Still not bigger for the, still not big enough for the order, but it is. All right, so we're up to 25 retrieval speed. Casting a little further south or more like straight east to give ourselves a little more time before it gets downstream. I would just love to hit one 800-gram grayling. That's not quite big enough, is it? If we could hit one over here, it would get me so jazzed for our chances to hit one first thing in the morning. Ooh. So in this spot, we've seen a brown trout. So we suspect that's what this is, but you never know. Oh, that is a grayling. Is it going to be like 650 grams, though? It doesn't feel quite heavy enough to me. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Just big enough. We're talking about 75 silver if we can just hit one more 800-gram grayling. Early speed up. We're going to let it drop. Now go. All right. It's a perch. This is on Paternoster, right? Yep. Close the reel. Ooh, yeah. Right on the hit, like on the drop there. That's what we're talking about on the drop. Sometimes you'll get a bite on the drop if you'll just give it a second. So what is this? Is this like a miniature asp? Ooh, new type of fish. We don't want a big one of those, by the way. Not on this setup. Let's cast one more time before we go check the roach. I'm just so fascinated by this grayling chance. Oh, if it's a grayling, it's enough. It's enough, isn't it? The last one was 800 and it felt exactly the same. Don't troll me, game. Have we had a fish get away? I don't think so. On the speed up that time. Always interesting to see when these fish bite on. That's smaller than the last one, right? Just a little bit. 637. But the grayling are biting right now. Come on. We got time for this? Drop off. I think we're zeroed in on the right retrieval speed, the right spot. What is going on? The right species. Just need to hit one more. 800 gram grayling. We started even further south that time. Come on, hit it. Gotta hit it soon. We only have a couple more casts over here before it's going to really change as it gets late. Also, the cloud coverage is gone, which is kind of a bummer. I'm going to make a couple more casts before we check the roach. Somebody asked, if I get a Fortuna and caliber HSV, except they said HVS, can I fish in Bear Lake for carp? The answer to that is yes. Ooh. No! If you hit a trophy carp, I mean, there's definitely some carp at Bear that are going to give you some incredible fights, but you can catch anything in the lake because with that big of a setup, and if you set it up the correct way, you won't have to worry about getting spooled, and honestly, you'll be able to pull in most of what you catch pretty efficiently. One more cast. Honestly, it's in all likelihood past the point of no return. We had one more chance there, but the fish just popped off. That was disappointing. It's not quite 11, so I still feel like there's a small chance, but this is where some chub comes and makes us think we're going to hit it, and then it's not the right fish. Come on, grayling. One more for the road. Okay, how long do we think roach will bite for? Do we think they're done now, in fact? Let's give it a second. So I was looking at where somebody that was catching trophies here, kind of where they were aiming, and they had it really more set up like this. Again, usually this doesn't matter. Usually these holes are pretty big. But they had it more like this. So we'll try to move our rods a little bit. All right, let's go see what we have, and if we don't have a roach bite by the time we get back, I think we'll move down to get some rough. We know where the rough pretty much are, or at least where they were. All right, we have 2 of these. So they only have to be over 300 grams. I forgot that. And no perch that are big enough. We're hopefully going to get some rough, although that's asking a lot. 1 out of 2 on the grayling. And we already have this. So there's our first 11 silverback, which we'll take out of curiosity. We've made about 45 silver. Those grayling add up nicely. We're still getting a bite of something. All right, there's another one that's big enough for the order. All right, so and again, we're trying to change the direction we're casting a little bit here. And what do we need to be making? Oh, we can, yeah, we can make garlic dough, actually. What do we add on bait harvesting? We should have bought more of this before leaving Old Berg. This probably means we won't worry too much about leveling up bait harvesting to 40% until we leave Belaya. All right, I think it has slowed down to the point of it's worth switching spots. All right, so we're gonna actually go. We're gonna go no ground bait. Might keep ground bait on one. We'll put some low-level roach ground bait on one. We'll put redworm on one. And put regular worm on the other three. I think I will also... Where were we fishing last time? Right here or right here? I think it was right here. I'm just going to keep it at 10-meter clip just for ease. We might have had it on like 7 or 8 last time. I don't think it will matter, but we'll see. And we should be one more closer. Yes, we need 4 more roach in the morning. And one more grayling. The question is, do we want to start off first thing in the morning, like at 4 or 5 on this end, perhaps? All right, that was just too small. Speaking of troll rough. I think it has to be 70, right? All right, let's do an experiment here. Let's throw on a size 20 hook, not 16. 20 hook with a worm. Let's see if it's a little slower bite rate, but if we hit a big one. I think our best chance, there's one. I think our best chance would be going redworm on all 3. But love seeing those points. I'm not spending 115 silver on what redworm. Was I right on the size? Yeah, 70. I mean, very little chance we're going to hit this, right? But as we've seen, these rough, the markers, they will add up. It's and it's such a good bite rate at night. It's totally worth doing this, even if we don't hit the cafe order, I think. Thought I might have gone too soon there. Ooh, is this big enough? Nope. Maybe? Not quite. Such a good bite rate, though. Oh, 1 gram. All right. So there's just not a lot else we can catch at night. We've already made over 15 silver, mostly with worms or red worms that we can dig ourselves. So it's like such a good income. 2 more red worms. When there's just like not a whole lot else we could probably catch right now at our level. Actually can't tell. Might be both of them. I think the question is, do we switch over to, even if we are going to try to fish for a grayling up here first thing in the morning, for part of the morning, do we set up the other 2 feeder rods actually for roach up here, try to get another roach we need while we're up here? Really? The game just had not recognized that fish yet. It really was on. It just wasn't fully recognizing it yet. Hey, it might be our second one. So what if we hit a third one right here? Do we start to believe? Nope. I just don't really believe. That might not be a rough. Ooh, it's a perch. All right, it's time we start thinking about this. Getting set up. Not quite big enough. All right. I'm actually going to throw pearl barley on here, because I don't even know how good this little roach spot will be as a roach spot. So we're going to save our... We're going to save our trophy bait for now. And I'm definitely getting the red worms out of the water. Ugh. Another close to the big enough. All right. We're just going to cast a couple times here because I do want to see some of the morning hours with a chance of catching the trophy roach. But here we go. We could take the pressure off really quickly here. Look how hungry our poor fisherman is. I actually don't want to dig until we're... Yeah! Am I going too fast? Alright, it is a grayling. It just needs to get slightly bigger. So there's a good chance here. We've got a good opportunity. That first one was probably it. Brown trout. Brown trout are waking up. Come on. Come on. Yes! Oh my goodness! So good. All right. If this is a roach... Oh. It's not. Don't worry. Just big enough. So that was worthwhile. Worthwhile doing that. Let's go ahead and turn this order for 800 gram graylings, 75 silver. That's huge. Huge! Okay, I feel much better now. The pressure is off. All right. We're going back to Fancy Roach setup, and we're going to try to hit a trophy. Size 10 hook, mayfly larva, 10 out of 10 roach mix. Go get them. And this one will do a $12 hook. It's already on there. 10 out of 10. Do it again. Now, is there anything else we're going for here? We're not going to wait around for that. We are trying to hit that for almost 30 more silver. This is such an easy bleak order, but I kind of want to see what the roach do. I mean, we got 83 more silver. This has been such a good... So we are now safely in the clear. We've more than paid for all the expensive bait we bought. We have probably breaking even with the additional hooks we've bought. Maybe more than that. So we should be good. Which one of these do we think? Not that one. That is a big boy roach. There she is. We found her. We found her. So, size 10 hook, mayfly larva. Now the question is, just for slightly more efficiency on money, can we go ahead and finish off the roach order without using the trophy? So that the trophy can sell for the full like 10 silver or whatever. That'd be nice. Just in case this does happen relatively quickly. Let's get this ready to go just in case we want to try to hit it real quick. The age-old question. Which one is it? We're actually having a hard time. It's like, you know, we hit the trophy, but I would just say on average, the size of the roach are a little smaller than I expected for a spot that's a known trophy spot at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. We kind of want 3 more if we're not going to use the trophy. Okay, this might just barely be one. Yes, there we go. Alright, so now 2 more. Whew. Alright, let's make sure nothing's just sitting there on our bait. It doesn't look like it. We need to get some inexpensive food so that our fisherman's not starving. Let's get some more carrots. Whoa. If it's a roach, we're in business. All right. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're 1 short if we're not using the trophy. You don't even need a roach trophy for your trophy card here. All right, so the oh, never mind. This is Belaya. What am I thinking? So we have 1 on Belaya and 1 on Oldberg. That's funny. We're hitting those trophy roach. This might be it. Nope. Okay. Let's cast one more time while we're waiting. Quick result over here. This has actually, I think, been a very enjoyable and and fairly inexpensive light setup for Belaya. Yeah, I get it. I get the irony here. That's funny. That's funny, game. Just playing some jokes. Having some laughs. So we're trying to keep in front of us, let the current do some work for us. Hopefully the current will help tire the fish out a little bit. It seems like a fish that will eventually get in, but you never know. He's trying to swim against us, but he's having a harder and harder time doing it. Between us and the current, we're pretty much getting him in. Is that a grayling? Holy cow. It's a nice grayling, by the way. Are you serious? That is a really nice grayling. Almost 5,000 XP. Woo! This has been a really fun, for me, episode here at Belaya. Belaya right now continues to be a blast. Alright, let's see if we can do this cafe while leaving the most roach possible, or the largest roach possible. Alright. We even got this little crucian order. So that's 3, 13, 14, 91, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 91, 101, basically 120-ish. You could get another 24 here pretty easily. Plus 127 more. By the way, 120 is about what? By the way, let's just try this. I'm just curious if they're biting. So 2 spots down here, over here, but then the one that's probably the most reliable to me has been this one. Just kind of cast it. If we had a little more comfortable telescopic rod, we could get it a little farther, but this may be okay. We're trying pearl barley, and then we'll try fly. Reliant trophy mirror carp. Nice job. All right, pretty consistent bleak here typically. Saw that bite did not take long to get. See, it's not a very comfortable cast range. We're not getting the drifting with the current because we're at the end of our casting range with this short telescopic rod. So, let's don't cast it quite as far. That might be too close, but let's see if we still get a bite there. Going a little long on this episode, but I just was curious about the bleak. There we go. And we do not mind if they're a little on the small side at the moment. We're just trying to power through this level, order if we can. I don't even remember how much silver we're at on cafe orders. 120, I think. Alright, let's see really quick. I'm just curious if fly seems like it's just as good, not as good. Sometimes pearl barley is actually better. Fly is... other times fly is the way to go. And sometimes bloodworm. I mean, there's a lot of good bleak baits, but just kind of depending on what the fish are preferring. Surprised the fly is taking this long, though. Not even a bite? Okay. Let's try bloodworm. Of course, the cheapest is pearl barley because we just have so much of it from making bait. This is the worst time of day to be catching bleak. Well, other than like middle of the night. All right, so that was probably a bleak. Let's give this one more try. Somehow we yanked the hook right out of its mouth. I think pearl barley, again, time of day. I mean, it's getting less and less comfortable of a time for bleak as we fish here. So it might not be the best comparison, but I think I'm going to switch back to pearl barley and just see if that renews the... Come on, take it. Don't just play with it, take it. I don't know if you're there if you play with it like that. And see, that could have been a roach, honestly, since we have bloodworm on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that is definitely not a bleak. All right, let's go back to pearl barley. Okay. Okay. I think they just have to be 20, right? That is definitely a bleak. Woo, 20 on the nose. One, two, three, four. What a great use of a sunny middle of the day to try to knock out a pretty easy bleak order like this. And, you know, if we weren't about to be wrapping up, we would still have our feeder rods in, get some decent roach at the same time. Come on. Gotta hit it soon. You're floating away from me. There you go. Oh, popped off. Why would it pop off? That was user error. Sorry, some people in our chat are just distracting me. Right here. It's actually a nice one. All right. There's our bleak lesson for the day. Obviously, we're fishing with the tiniest hook possible at the highest elevation possible to hit those bleak. Oh, you're kidding me. I didn't check the time. But this order just came on and the bleak order disappeared. So about 250 silver. Look at that grayling. This has been an amazing journey here at Belaya. The game robbed us of about 18 silver on that unfortunate bleak timing. All right, let's wrap this episode up, but it's been another good one. As always, thanks for watching. And I will see you next episode. Tight lines.